Hey guys, Wormeck here, bringing you a quick look at a map I've actually been meaning to look at for a while now. This is actually footage from a previous recording. Unfortunately, the audio did not pick up, so you'll hear a little bit of the game audio in the background because I was able to recover that, but unfortunately the actual vocal recording did not work. So this is a map created by a friend of mine. It's called Close and Yet So Far. It's by my buddy Matt Refghi. There's a link to his YouTube channel on the page right now, as well as in the description down below, so definitely check out his stuff. We're probably going to be doing some collaborative work soon on YouTube. Looking forward to that. It's going to be pretty fun. But I wanted to do this video of his map because it's kind of interesting, and I figured it would be kind of fun for us to take a look at something like this. I'm really sorry that I didn't get to keep the audio because it was pretty good, some of my reactions, so I'm not going to try and recreate that, but I'll give you the gist of what's going on. So if you've never played Portal before, this is a game that is about portals. I know, right? Huge shocker. Yeah, you got two different kinds of portals. You got the orange portal and the blue portal. So I'll be shooting those off in a second here. So there's the blue one and the orange one, and you can travel between them and that kind of thing. Enemies can go between it as well. What's going on in this room right now is there's a lot of those little turrets. That's what those little laser beams are. They kind of will aim at you and then shoot you. So here I'm just kind of taking a look around to see what's going on in the room, try and figure out what I'm supposed to do. So the ultimate objective is to get to the exit for each room, which I've already spotted at this point is up in the top right there. So I'm just trying to figure out what exactly I'm supposed to be doing to begin with. Now, those of you who have played Portal, this is not something particularly weird. If you've never played Portal before, this can be very disorienting since I'm actually looking down from the ceiling farther ahead, and then I just drop down. You don't take any fall damage because you got robot legs. So first things first, kill off your turrets so that they aren't a pain in your butt anymore. Press that button, and I've got no idea what just happened. I hear something disappear, and there's a cube. Now I know that that cube falls down when I push that button. And there's laser death beams, because laser death beams. So I'm still not really too sure exactly what to do at this point. I figure I'm supposed to bring this over to here. I do this a little bit harder than it needs to be since I don't actually jump over those, but I could have just jumped over those instead of using the cube as kind of like a shield there, but it doesn't really make much of a difference. I love the companion cube. Companion cube being, of course, the cube with the little hearts on it. That's kind of a staple and kind of become almost like meme status within the community of the game. It's supposed to be your only friend in a heartless world. So now I've successfully got the cube, and I have no idea what to do with it. It's the problem with a lot of the main Portal maps, as well as a lot of the custom ones. Sometimes is it can be very difficult to figure out what order you're supposed to be doing certain things in. So I've successfully got a cube, but so far I haven't seen anything that I would need a cube for, really. So I'm just kind of trying to look around and figure out what exactly am I supposed to be doing with this. It's always good practice too, if you have a cube, bring it with you all the time because you never know when you'll need it. So I did spot while I was down there that there was a little portal surface here, so you can only portal on the white surfaces. So just kind of trying to figure out where I'm supposed to go. Left the cube behind, which is a big no-no in terms of Portal rules, but for now I'm mostly just kind of looking around trying to figure out where I'm going. And of course I do go back for my cube because everyone loves the cube. The orange gel is propulsion gel. It makes you run faster if it's under you, essentially. So right now it's causing it to shoot out everywhere onto the ground, and then when I walk over it, as you'll see in a second, I'll move considerably faster than I normally would have. It's another general rule that I've found for most Portal maps is if you have access to gel, put it everywhere. There's really not much reason to not do so. And a lot of the times it'll just make things that much simpler for you. So there we go, I'm over at this other button now, which pushing it makes that come out. And luckily with portals you can get back across here pretty easy. and it's not particularly hard so far in terms of kind of the puzzle solving elements. You just got to make sure that you get the gel in the right spots and that kind of stuff, but for the most part it's pretty standard Portal business. Shooting across, and I'm an idiot, didn't look where the platform was. Now unfortunately I forgot about quick saves for the first little bit of this map, so it does kind of just go through a couple of attempts, unfortunately. I'm gonna keep them in because sometimes there's a couple little interesting things that happen, but I'll put an annotation here so you can skip ahead to when I successfully remember to use quick saves and not be a complete derp. If you're hearing talking in the background, that's all just the canned voices from the single player, so you're not missing anything relevant or whatever. They're not even really related to what's actually going on at the moment. Luckily, at least because I've done this once before, I know where I'm going and I can get back there pretty quickly at this point, so the repeated playthroughs don't take too long. I was actually even warned beforehand by Matt that I should be using quick saves. It's just not really in my nature to usually think of things like that. I'm more of like a, I guess kind of to an extent like an organic gamer, where I just kind of do things until they work rather than kind of really thinking certain things through. You'll see what I mean a little bit later on. Don't really know where the cube actually went here. I don't think I actually ever find it again. But luckily you can just make another one, so it's not really a big deal as long as I don't need it up ahead here. So, did make the jump this time, and now I'm up here, which is a button. Hooray, buttons! Push the button, and a new pad appeared down there, which I cannot get to from here. So, quick trip back around in order, just kind of looking around, making sure that I'm not missing something else, because I don't really want to have to come back through this area if I can avoid it. And just come back out the way I came in, once I get over the little gap. This is one of those games that can be very disorienting if you haven't played it, or even if you have. There's a lot of kind of flipping around going on all over the place, and it's very easy to get lost in the random kind of perspective shifts and direction shifts that can happen. So now I gotta figure out what to do with this part here. So I've got the cube. This obviously will help me get the cube up to somewhere, since I still haven't needed the cube for anything. And if there's a cube, you pretty much can guarantee you're gonna need it at some point. So I'm just trying to figure out where exactly am I supposed to be going now. It's one of the issues with a map like this in particular, and a lot of the official maps have this as well, where there's so many possibilities. There's a lot of different panels you can go to and all that kind of stuff, but there's not really, you don't really have like an obvious like, hey, go here, or a series of kind of breadcrumbs. Just kind of explore and figure out what's the optimal path. Not sure what I was kind of doing right there. Alright, so we got a turret staring at us here. As long as you don't go too close to the laser beam, it won't actually see you. They do work by line of sight. So I'm kind of sticking along the walls to kind of keep that. And right here, I dropped my cube. I'm kind of wondering why the turret's not shooting at me, to be honest. Normally they do shoot at you through the portals. So for whatever reason, that one was deciding to be, I guess, a little bit nice with me just being a nice fat target. You can't really kill things in this game. I mean, you can kill the turrets, you can by getting behind them and doing things or knocking them down or whatever, but in general you don't have like a weapon or anything like that. You can't really defend yourself. If a turret starts firing at you, you're pretty much dead unless you can get out of line of sight pretty quickly. So kind of what's going through my head right now is, how do I get through here? Since without really any logical reason, I've decided that this turret is the way I have to go. I think it's mostly just because it's the only other kind of path that I've found so far. So I'm just going to try and go for it right here. And Rambo turret saves the day. So I'm fairly certain that's not how you're supposed to actually have done that. Oops. Sorry, screensaver just went on there. Sorry, I don't know if that'll show up in the video. I don't think it will. So, okay. So just rambled down those turrets. Kicked some turret butt, if you will. And now I have another problem of where to next. And kind of looking around. You don't really want to get too overeager and assume you know where to go, because if you go the wrong way, you won't get stuck, but you might die or have something terrible happen to you. So I'm bringing my cube. It's a little launch pad. I'm over at the exit, and this place is completely not helpful, but lets me get behind these turrets, and Rambo Cube saves the day once again until this happens. So you're not normally supposed to use turrets this way. I mean, companion cubes. And once again, I did not quick save before this. So I'll put another cut here back to another annotation rather with a jump to when I get back to where I was. I believe that's the last time, and I do start using quick saves. I get kind of impatient with myself, and I think I make a couple little mistakes here that cause stupid deaths. I get kind of tired too of hearing the same voice repeating. Unfortunately, it's not kind of random. It's specific voice acting clips that are called throughout the levels. I know I don't need the cube here, so I just leave it safe up there now. Don't want to accidentally walk off the platform. Quickly do my propulsion gel again, because everybody loves propulsion gel. Jump over, hit the switch. Not sure what that noise was. I heard a little beep boop and something splashed in the water. I don't remember ever actually noticing that when I was recording. Alright, and I failed because the platform is still up. Yep. It's one of those cases of definitely look before you leap when it comes to jumping into kind of an unknown void, especially if you can see what's there. I could have just as easily looked through the turret. So again, kind of still skipping ahead through here. Kill the thing, hit the button, go down, get my cube. Go away, turret. Dodge some lasers, like a boss. Push a button, like a boss. Grab a cube, like a boss. Dodge some lasers, like a boss. Leave the cube here. No, don't hit the button again, you'll reset the cube. Back through, back to propulsion gel. Shoot the wrong portal, completely ruin everything. And there we go, jump across, hit the button. Go back through. Jump properly this time. And hit the button. Back down. Now, is this the one where I remember quick saves? I'm not sure if it is. Okay, so I'm going back to try the same thing that I was just doing, but I just noticed there's a new path. So let's go check out that new path instead of doing the stupid turret thing again. Get some momentum going so I can get through that. So this is what I was talking about how there can be a lot of little paths that you might not actually expect are around in the first place. There's a lot of turret lasers here, as well as death trap lasers and acid water. So, got to figure out how to actually navigate through this part without just dying outright. Now there are portal walls here, and there's a portal surface there. So, naturally, check out what's inside. Try not to get killed. Turrets are fun to kind of harass a little bit. And I'm back at the start. Without really having accomplished too much, I killed some turrets, so that's at least a thing. This is not a good idea, as you can see right here. I didn't really have much of a plan there, and unfortunately still no quick saves. I do believe this is the time where I learn my lesson though. And you have to admit, I've gotten pretty fast at kind of running through this beginning part. I am definitely kind of picking up the rhythm and the flow of what to do there. I keep insisting on getting the cube first, even though I know that I don't need it for this part. I could just leave it for later and save myself this beginning part. But I tend to kind of keep doing the same things if I've had success previously, whether or not it really is necessary. As you can see, I'm getting a little impatient, just kind of shooting portals kind of more haphazardly and not really paying as much attention to what I'm doing. Hit the button, go back, rethink that, place the blue portal, yeah. Now you see here, I'm waiting for that to go down. I've learned my lesson. I did not learn my lesson of quick save yet, I don't think. I don't remember seeing it, and then I fall off and die. Oh man, rewatching yourself play something is painful. The problem too with this is that it's not that I'm having trouble figuring out what to do, I'm just making stupid mistakes where I am not saving and keep repeatedly falling into the same dumb trap. It's not even like a particularly hard part, it's just don't fall into the acid water. Okay, grab the cube, go back, laser, 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 almost died of the laser. This time be a bit more careful. Fall back down. Go through. Alright. So, more ooze. There's a little bit of a frame rate hitch there. Oh, are you kidding? Ah, past me. You're killing us. Killing us so bad, bro. This is not cool. Losing all my gamer cred right here. Getting a lot of frame rate issues actually. I think that'll probably be visible on the recording, since I think it's the actual recording that's messed up. I don't recall it having issues like this while I was actually playing it, but it may be a result of the kind of fast pace that I'm kind of going through here, combined with the... I don't even really know, actually. I don't really know why I would be doing this. My computer is plenty strong enough to play Portal, of all things. Especially this isn't a particularly technical map. Hit the button. Gonna make the jump? Are we gonna successfully make the jump? Wait, no. Okay, good. I really thought that I messed up that timing again. Push the button, please, please, quick save. Please, you have to be doing it soon. I don't remember it taking this long. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm such a dumbass. Now, if I was quick saving, I would have finished this map. Ah, there you go, quick save. I knew I would do it. One day, I knew I would learn. It's bound to happen at some point, right? Okay, so I'm going back to my first method here, because I had some success, which I completely screw up. But I still kill a turret. So, there's at least that. And then I die. Luckily, quick saves, which is always nice. Okay, we're almost there, guys. Almost there. Now that I've learned the power of the quick save, this map is easy mode. And as long as I remember to not do stupid things. Rambo turret away. Companion cube is best cube. Quick save. There you go. There you go. See, I'm learning. I'm learning. Do little things, quick saves, and then you don't have to redo those stupid things again. If only I would learn that in many other things. And right here, this did not work out the way that I intended. But if at first you don't succeed, repeatedly bash your head against a wall until you do. That's what my mama taught me. And worst jump ever? Nope, not quite. Rambo Cube. Come on, Rambo Cube. You can do it. Stupid dead turret, get out of the way. Oh god. There you go. One cube, one turret left. Oh, so close. I don't die here. That is not actually deadly acid water. It is just camouflaged normal water. This, however, is actual death water. Of course it is. I don't know if you intended that, Matt, by the way, with the fake out water. If you did, you're an evil bastard. But it's okay, because it prevented me from dying and having to redo that first part again. So, kill the turret, give him a little acid bath. Quick save again now that I've progressed. And now we can take a look around the area I haven't been able to get to so far. So that leads down to the little jumpy thing where I was before. That makes me just hit a wall. And portal surfaces. Because why not? Okay, propulsion gel on everything. As I said, general rule of thumb when I'm playing this game is put the slime on every surface possible because you never know. Don't believe it actually ends up being helpful to me, but you know, I'm at least being a good designer and decorating the place a little bit. And who doesn't like to decorate? Am I right, guys? Okay, so kind of explored out all the options up here. At this point, I'm just kind of looking around and go away, turret. At this point, we're just trying to figure out where exactly I'm supposed to be going now. The answer is not really there, but almost there. So I almost made the jump, but I didn't quite have enough kind of speed, momentum to kind of get myself flying over there. Alright, we got a little button here. We've got a portal surface. Still not really sure what exactly to do. I'm recognizing some of the art items found on the walls here as like that thing up in the top left there was a projector thing. It makes like a beam that pushes things or pulls things depending on the kind of polarity. So I see that there's a thing up there, there's a thing over there for like a laser thing. I gotta figure out how to do this. Bet you guys have already figured out this room is not the answer. My brain stubbornly insists I don't really need to go to that other area with all the laser death traps because I don't really want to face the laser death traps. But as anyone can tell you, in most video games, you really don't always get to completely ignore an entire area of a puzzle-based map. Although I guess that's not really a saying you really have in many games, but, you know, it's still a saying nonetheless. Foiled by momentum. There we go, good use of quick save. Want to make sure that I don't have to repeat all the stuff I just did again. And we make our way back down to Laser Turretville. Population, bunch of turrets, and me. I'm kind of surprised, to be honest, I didn't bring the companion cube here, since it seems to be my go-to response to dealing with turrets for the most part. Although I guess if you have a turret as a shield, that's also something that works out pretty nicely. I don't really get where that turret just went, but it went. Alright, so I see the portal surface over there. And through. Don't get shot by that turret. So we're making progress. All the turrets in the acid. Push a button which does something. Don't recall what it does. I think it turns on that. Alright, so we want to go back to the start, take a look around. Turns off one of the force fields, if I'm not mistaken, or, yeah, okay, it raises the walls. This is one of those things where there's a lot of really obtuse button pushing, where you don't really know what exactly is about to happen. That will destroy any portals you currently have with you, so no going back there. Push this, and the beam comes up. So it did something up top, but I don't know what. And now that all the turrets are free to shoot me in the face, and all kinds of other tender bits that I don't like to be shot. Now I'm just kind of taking a look to make sure I don't need to go over that way. That barrier I either can't touch, and I also can't shoot portals through it, and right there into acid water, because the floor decided to go away. Thanks, Matt. So close and yet so far is definitely a good way to describe this map. You're constantly, right from the beginning of the level, you can actually see the end of it. You just can't really accomplish anything yet. So it's gotta be quick through there and through here. I'm pretty sure there's another way out of this room, but you know, whatever works. This gets me out, and now I can just go up top and check what that switch actually did. So quick portals back up with a quick save before that, just to make sure I don't have to repeat all that, since I did clear out that area. So now that platform that was over there is gone. I also just noticed that there is a thing I could have teleported to earlier, which gets me up there, and my propulsion gel has screwed me and doomed us all. So propulsion gel everywhere does not always make a good plan, apparently. But what can you do? I have already quick saved, and there's propulsion gel everywhere, so I'm not redoing that. Apparently I'm also bad at shooting gigantic floor panels to get out. Now I've realized I don't really need to use that spot, so I'll just use the safer one here to prevent myself from accidentally flying to my death again. Bring my cube, since I still haven't actually needed to use this cube so far, which is pretty surprising for the most part. Normally a cube is used for fairly obvious things, and I still haven't actually seen something that requires the cube. I've used it in some weird ways by knocking down turrets with it, but cubes are not really meant to be battering rams, generally speaking. So launch the cube, since it fits and I don't, and it lands in the middle platform where it would have killed a single turret. At this point, I just realized that entire bottom section was completely useless. At least at the point that I'm at. I did not even remotely need to actually do all that, since all that would have done is kill that one turret, which I've already killed, and then I could have come in and killed the other three that were there pretty easily. So that whole basement part with all those laser grids, I actually had completely bypassed it. Legitimately found a way to ignore it. But curiosity, and I don't know what to do. So we go flying over here, kind of trying to figure out I'm figuring at this point I have to get that other button on the bottom left there, but I don't really know how. That does give me a straight shot to it, so it seems reasonable that I would need to go there. And this is where lots of propulsion gel is always good. And no. So I'm taking a quick look around, making sure that I'm not missing another kind of portal surface that would be a bit more convenient for this. And take a look around here. So we've got the button there and a button on the wall. And no super obvious way to get either of them. Try launching myself again. This time I actually do make it through and almost die. Don't really accomplish much other than I guess having a little bit of fun. And really, isn't that what life's all about? Life is all about taking a moment to enjoy yourself. So why not launch yourself out of a cannon launcher good 3-4 times? Which luckily I don't do because that's not particularly entertaining to watch. Neither is me being kind of hopelessly lost, but hopefully at least if you've already figured out what I should be doing, you're probably banging your heads on things, but at the time I am legitimately pretty lost as to how to actually get somewhere new. So I'm kind of looking around and making sure I didn't miss something down in one of the holes, that there's not another kind of path, portal surface, some other kind of thing. So I've already been over there and cleared that out. Went on the other side and cleared that out. So let's do the same thing I already tried. Surprise, surprise, it doesn't work better the second time. But maybe try number 3? Yes, because this time I jumped first. So now there's a laser on. And the laser has turned on a gravity beam. So the entire thing, I actually did that, if you remember, I did that a good, I don't even know how long ago, 10, 20 minutes, not 20 minutes, but like 10, 15 minutes maybe. And if I had just jumped at that point, if I had just jumped, we could be over it by now. This would be done. But instead, I didn't. Instead, I walked. And we go up. We rise to the heavens, push the button, immediately fall. And then I realize, screw you, Matt, this is timed. You're an ass. So, by the time I realize that it's timed and I kind of think about what I have to do, I realize I've wasted too much time and I can't afford to actually try it now. But for the sake of checking it out, kind of mess around and just see what's kind of going on. So I do confirm that that is pretty much what I just have to do. So I've already kind of solved it at this point. I believe I get it in this first shot. If I don't, then I'm a pretty bad Portal player. Or I completely missed to hit the switch. So yes, I am a terrible Portal player. This time I hit the switch, you can hear it counting down. There's no sprint, so I'm just kind of waddling my way over here. Jump, propulsion gel, staircase. More staircase. Button. Light bridge. Gateway. Finish. Oh, so there we go, guys. Thanks for reliving this with me. It's been a pretty grueling time here, realizing how terrible I actually did this. Just think about how much better it would have been if I had actually thought to use quick saves from the beginning. So there you go. That's pretty much it for our look at this map here. So that map is Close and Yet So Far. If you want to try it out, you definitely can. It's available on the Steam Workshop by my good buddy Matt Refghi. If you've already watched this, you pretty much know exactly what you have to do, but you can always check it out and kind of play around, see if there's other ways. He did mention there's at least a couple other ways you could have achieved a few things. I think if you use the propulsion gel, you might be able to actually shortcut quite a bit even further than I actually managed there. But there you go. So that's it. That's our look for today. So until next time, that's Wormeck heading out. Alright, let's do this. Ow, ow, ow.